two-way track, we want an overlap arm and an underlap arm, because they do that. We want 2 pulleys, and we'll have some runners for later. So upside down, you want to put your overlap arm on first. Threads onto the track. That one will do the same. And then, you know, they marry in nicely together. Then we want to put our pulley ends on each end. So tap that on till it's, you know, sitting in the right spot. Screw it in. Do the same on this end. And now is the tricky part.
Does it matter which is underlap and which is overlap?
If you tried to have them the other way around, they wouldn't marry. Like that would.
No, but that, like, if you're doing a right hand cord, does it matter which one is over the top?
No, these have to. That's the only way these come.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so that's just how they'll always be. You could unscrew them and swap them around if you wanted the overlap facing the other way. But I'd usually do that in house because the light was coming through or something. But typically we don't bother.
Yep.
Alrighty, so we want to take our cord. And again, we want to go up on the right hand side of the right wheel and either come out the top or let it feed through the track, depending how curly and easy our rope is to work with. And as you can see, it's starting to come out in the wrong spot. So then I might even like twist, manipulate, try to get purchase. There we go. Come out the top. And so then, yeah, you've got that hole. And then we can guide it back into the track. So that hole's there just to help us out with annoying rope. Alrighty, so now I'll separate these a little bit. What you want to do, so whether you've got the cord on the right or the cord on the left, you want to go under your first arm completely. Is that right? No, sorry. Your first arm, you come up and you want to loop it over this little grey bit. So you go under, grab your tweezers, pull it under, so under the first white bit, over the grey, under the white. So whether you're left or right, you're doing this to your first arm that you get to. And then the second arm, you're going under completely. So under completely, and now we're going to take it to the other pulley. And yeah, we're going to feed it through. So it's going to go through the track, up the top, and then around the outside wheel, and then sort of back through. So give it a little bit of a curl. So it comes out the top. And I like to make sure that rope's sort of sitting in the track. So then, yeah, you just sort of push it to the far left. It'll go to the outside and kind of naturally want to come out the bottom. Then you want to go in between our two wheels to get back into the track. Hopefully. So ideally you could try and do this in one go, but if you had to go out the top, you could. There it is. So yeah, if you had to, you could pop it out the top and put it in, but you may end up like twisting the rope. So ideally, if you can curl it in a way that it'll guide into the track, that's ideal. And then that pulls out completely. And now we want to grab hold of our rope, keep it in the track, nice and neat, and separate our arms. Now we want to go under the first one and pull it out. And then I'll hold onto that rope and I'm going to guide all of my arms to my corded end. And so now I have all the right amount of cord in my track again. And so I'll let that sit over here. Then I'll do my, my couple arms lengths to get my approximately 1500 worth of length. So 1500 when it's double. Because when our, cord pulley goes on the wall, that's the 1500 sort of mark. So then I might push my arms out of the way, but making sure my rope is still dangling out of that one. And now this rope will go in between the two wheels and into the track. So we'll guide in there and come out there. So now we want to go under this bracket completely, this arm completely. So you've got to, avoid the other rope, not get twisted ideally. sometimes I need to move the other rope to find the end that I want. There we go. And then you can always pull your slack, get it back to behaving. And then we come up into our second arm. So we've got our two ends together. So then we'll do a knot. So we'll knot that nice and tight, and then I'll get rid of the slack. And again, I'm gonna sort of hold my knot there with my thumb and wrap the cord around this silver bit. So you've got to go a little bit further around your arm here. Make sure it's nice and tight. Pull on the slack. And so now we grab whichever cord makes it go to the far end. So I'm going to send it far, far away. Pull it till it's all the way to the end, and then I'll still kind of pull both bits of rope so that I haven't got any slack up there. Then I'm holding this arm with my thumb against this position so it doesn't sort of fall away. Then when you pull on this rope, it is coming from there, so there's lots of slack. You pull the other way, it doesn't go anywhere. So you pull your slack, wrap it around your silvery thing, lock it, pull on the slack again. And so now we have, each arm has rope wrapped around it, and by doing it in that order, we now have a track that meets in the middle.
I do.
So from here, I'd pull them in the middle, and this is when I click your runners in. So I'd usually count potentially your hooks on your track, put the amount of runners in you need. So don't forget that there's like one on the wall, one here, one there, and then